Yeah, welcome back. I'm a little balder. I'm a little more grumpy because it's hot as fuck out here right now. So we're gonna try and look at this side and see if I can fix it. I brought my welder and everything. If I can't, then we're just gonna ignore that and move on to trying to get the uh, fuel tank replaced because it's rotted the fuck out, and we've got not a whole lot in it. It's basically empty, pretty much. Thank God. So we're gonna try and fix the fuel tank. We don't have any fuel tank straps. The old ones are rusted in fucking place. Kelly was supposed to procure those, but she probably forgot about it. She got the fuel tank and the fuel pump, so we're at least 85% ahead of the game. So right now I'm going to get under the truck. Ah, on a busy road. And I have a gravel. Oh yeah. Uh huh. So there's the mount I've been fighting with for the last hour to get out. If that gives you any indication of what I'm dealing with under this truck. This is the front leaf spring mount. This is where the bolt and the washer was. See how it's all nice and pretty and shiny? This is what the rest of the truck looks like under it. This. It's a rot box. Welcome back to the channel. It's been about a month. Really, because we haven't had anything really to film. Um, been putting some stuff together, ordering parts. We'll do a little parts haul video here in a bit. Show off what I bought.
And I had COVID.
And my co-host got COVID, and it was pretty bad this time. But I've been deal hunting and that kind of stuff, trying to get parts. Parts are getting fucking ridiculous. I mean, parts are ridiculously expensive for this engine. These engines, these 4.6s, they're ridiculously expensive for them, and I don't know why, because they put these engines, the two valve versions, in everything. But mostly the two valve versions are kind of cheaper. It's these four valve jobbies that they didn't put in a whole lot of stuff that makes it kind of expensive. So we'll go over that in that video. We're gonna move on to some parts stuff because the engine didn't work. My idea of welding a wrench to the bolt didn't work. I can't get a good enough angle on it to get it tacked really well to get it to turn. I thought if I just got a good enough, just a couple tacks on it, that it would break free. It's not breaking free. It's totally rounded off now. So I'm going to have to take the oil cooler apart and probably take the saws off to the housing and hack it off. And I'll just have to buy a new oil cooler. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to. Because I can't get the crank out if I can't get that off. So moving on from there. I bought these. These are the economy style pistons, manly pistons from MMR. I do have a complaint, a pretty big fucking complaint. Couple things. I bought these. These are $570 for these. These are standard bore. Dish is 18 cc's. I'm lowering the compression a little bit. The stock ones have a very small dish in them. I think it's like 266 cc's. They're not exactly flat. That gives it like a 9.84 to 1 CR, I think. These should give it closer to like I think the 18 cc dish gives it something like 8.5, something like that. I don't know for sure. They do come with a floating wrist pin. And I think these are forged aluminum. All that's great, But for almost $600, I should have got fucking rings. And these don't come with rings if you buy them. So they have a pack, like a rotating assembly. I gotta think it's not a rotating assembly. No, it's not a rotating assembly pack. It's like I don't know what they call it, but they have a piston, forged rod, forged piston set that you can buy. I first looked at it. It was $1,200. I've been looking at it for the last year. Was $1,400, and then I got looking at it again. So that's the pistons. If you buy it, the rod pistons together in their pack, their economy pack, I think is what it is. You get a set of $200 rings. The pack was $1,400. I didn't want to wait to save up the $1,400, and I'm glad I didn't. To save up the $1,400 to buy it, because with taxes and shipping, it'd be like $1,500. So I bought rods. I figured, nobody's going to sell pistons without rings. No, and I didn't realize until after I bought them, they don't come with rings. It's $200 more for a fucking ring pack for these, if you buy them from MMR. So I'm kind of upset about that. And then, again, I'm glad I didn't wait. Went ahead and bought Manly connecting H-beam rods, since those are what are in the Terminators. And these are within 1 gram of each other. And it's a nice rod. H-beam Manly rod. Comes with ARP studs. These are the 8740 studs. If you want the 2000s for these, instead of the 8740, it's another $200. So the reason I said I'm glad I didn't wait to save the money up to purchase the rods is this set of rods I bought 3 weeks ago, roughly.
Give or take.
I think about 3 weeks to a month, 3 to 4 weeks ago. These rods are now $800.
Yep.
I bought these for $600, a little over $600. I bought them for $599, and then with taxes and shipping, I think it came to $650. These are now $800
Without taxes or shipping.
without taxes or shipping. So yesterday, my dad showed up and interrupted the videoing. He needed the brakes done on his truck, so I ended up doing that. So we talked briefly about that stuff. So here's some other stuff that I got for the car. I got the stainless steel exhaust bolts upgrade. So when I put the exhaust back on, we're going back with stainless steel studs and nuts. I got a killer deal on this. Studs, ARP studs for the heads. I got these, a killer deal on these. I think I paid about, like $100 for these. And then what we have is, I actually don't remember what the hell this is. It's from MMR, I know that. Oh, this is, what the hell is this? I can't remember what this is. These are lash adjusters. I went through my engine and several of mine were bad. You could collapse them with your fingers. So I bought all new lash adjusters. Don't remember what this is. I need to open that and figure out what it is. But I know that came from MMR also. I also, along with that, I'm not going to show it. So I'm not going to show it, but I've got a timing set too, and Felpro kit. Um, so that's a little bit of an update on the channel. The engine's been giving me a bit of problem. I'm going to have to probably get a new oil cooler. I had to cut it off the engine, the original oil cooler, because one of the bolts was stuck and stripped out, and it's in a spot where I cannot get to it. I'm going to show that to you guys, sort of, if I can get the camera to cooperate. I'll show. So the bolt's down there hidden behind this, so I'm going to have to cut this off. It's blocking the jack bolt there to get to the remaining jack bolts to get the crank out. I'm going to have the crank polished. I'm going to have the engine hot tanked, and I'm also going to have the flywheel polished, and there's 2 bolts that need removed. So that's just some of the stuff that needs to happen to the engine. The engine's not in bad shape, but I'm building it. So that's sort of an update on the car, where the engine rebuild's at. Just been slowly buying parts and waiting on stuff to come in. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I got a new old stock starter, a new old stock water pump, a Felpro gasket kit. So that's pretty much it. A little update. The GT's on hold. If you've seen a few of those videos on the floor pan's done for the most part. I still a couple places I need to put a few more stitch welds in, but for the most part the floor pan's in. We also got I'll go ahead and show them now. We got 2 seats. They're not the right color, but we did finally score 2 seats. Sorry about the flickering light. It's the cheap LEDs I bought to put out here. I'm gonna have to replace that one. But we did finally get 2 front seats. I've got 2 rear seats. They're not the right color, but I'm gonna have them recovered anyway. I'm gonna buy a recovering kit and recover them. There's a new car project in the works, mainly because the Cobra's close to being wrapped up. Once I do this, once I get the engine back together, get it back in the car, I get it broke in, the Cobra's done. It's got new brakes, it's got new suspension parts, it's got a new top, window motors. I serviced the transmission. The engine will be totally rebuilt and built. It'll all be forged crank, pistons, rods, and block. And then it'll have the Kenny Bell 2.1 supercharger on it. So it'll be pretty much done. Project car that is in the works for the channel is, I think, pretty cool. It's pretty spectacular. But just know that there's more content coming. We still got more content to do on the truck. You haven't seen that. There'll be a little bit of the truck stuff at the beginning. But we didn't get to film a whole lot of it, mainly because the cameras went down and the audio got out of sync. So I'll have to voice over some of that. It's at the beginning of the video. But more truck content coming, more GT content coming, more Cobra content coming, and then there's a new project car coming. And oh man, I think you guys are going to like it. So if you're a fan of the channel, hey, thanks for watching. If you watch our videos, we only get like 12 or 15 views. That's pretty big. That's a lot for us, and it's still kind of weird to us that 15 or 20 people will watch what we're putting out there. We're up to 181 subs. So thanks everybody who subbed. And check this out. Stay tuned to the channel if you want to see some more content, more Mustang stuff, and just more doing it from the garage. That's really all I got. So we'll see you guys on the next one.